Greetings, my fellow Fright Fiends. It's your buddy BoogeyMan Ben here for another episode of BoogeyMan Ben's Horror Zone, and this is my final video of 2018, and what a fucking year it has been. I want to thank everyone for continuing to support me and this channel. I did a lot of cool things this year. I tried to start a memoir. That was something that kind of fell apart on me, but my hope is that my book ideas will come to par in 2019. I have a different outlook on things. This year for me was a very big growing year. I just really had a lot to sort of process. I was getting over a lot of stress and financial hardship from a couple of years of sort of job hopping. It just wasn't, there wasn't a good time for me to sort of process all that information when I was going through that. So this year everything just kind of hit me. There was some things that just hit me that I couldn't shake, and feeling frustrated and dealing with personal issues and feeling lost and feeling like nothing I do matters. I was going through a lot of that this year, and so a lot of that kind of took my focus off of the book that I wanted to write, which is really heartbreaking for me because that was a big focus for my year, and I'm mad that I didn't actually get that goal completed. But I have a new outlook on things. The Horror Zone is still going to be here in 2019. I'm going to be doing a couple of different things next year. First and foremost, this will always remain a horror channel. It will always be horror content, but every once in a while I might throw in something that I just want to talk about. And it might be something outside the horror genre every once in a while. There's a lot of great stuff coming out, horror movie related in 2019. Really looking forward to Us, the Jordan Peele movie. The trailer blew me away on Christmas Day. I'm so excited to see that film. That is probably one of my number ones. Glass is also coming out, which is kind of more of a comic book movie, but I love Unbreakable so much, so I will be doing reviews of Unbreakable, Split, and Glass all that week of January 18th. That might be when I start doing videos again. I'm going to take a couple weeks break because I kind of want to just take the time to process, where I want to go in terms of things that I want to do in terms of my writing and then the channel as well. So it might be just like a couple week break here, but I hope everyone will stay with me. I also started my Patreon page this year, which was a big thing. I didn't know if I wanted to do it. I have 4 patrons, which to me means the world, that people are actually supporting what I do. I will always, like I said, the content here will always be free, but because of the restrictions that YouTube is putting on horror channels and horror content, it's very helpful that people are contributing to me in other ways, and it really makes me feel like what I'm doing here means something. One thing I also want to do in the new year is I want to take the time to call out other horror YouTubers that are struggling, or ones that are just getting their channels off the ground. I don't think enough people that have reached certain pinnacles or certain levels in what they're doing do that. So I'm going to start doing that in 2019. So every once in a while I'm going to give a shout out to a smaller horror YouTuber that I watch and support. And for my final video, like I've done every year for I think going back to 2012, I'm going to talk about my favorite horror films of 2018. There was some fantastic movies this year, and it was one of the hardest years to put a list together because there was so much great stuff out. I thought 2017 was tough, but 2018 I think was even better for horror. So number 10 for me is going to be The First Purge, and I was very surprised the fact that I liked that film so much. I know a lot of people hated it, but I really liked seeing how the Purge started. I just thought it was really fun and different, and I always like to see where things come from, and I thought that it was a really good prequel to the Purge series, because I was kind of disappointed in the third Purge movie. I loved the second one. The first one was cool. So yeah, the first Purge was awesome, and I just really had a blast watching it. Number 9 for me will be Predator. I know a lot of people didn't like that film, but I actually had a blast with it. I love Shane Black. I love the cast in it, especially Thomas Jane, who I'm a huge fan of. But it was a lot of fun, and it just really, like I said in the review that I did of it, it's never going to replace the original Predator film, but it was just a lot of fun. I love the camaraderie with the mercenary guys, and just the effects and the 2 different Predators that we got. I mean, fuck what happened behind the scenes. Just go in and enjoy it for what it is. And I just think a lot of people went into it, you know, wanting to hate it because of some of the behind the scenes drama that went on and the reshoots that they did, but I thought it was a lot of fun, and I think Shane Black and Fred Dekker did a great job putting it together. Number 8 for me, now some people might not consider this a horror film, but I kind of did, just because of the Jekyll and Hyde nature of it, and that's Venom. I really loved Venom, and critics just shit on that film, and I was so happy to hear the audiences loved it. I'm a big fan of Tom Hardy. I do think he was the strength of the film. I think without him, I don't know if the film would have been as successful, but the duality of him and Venom, I just really loved that camaraderie that they had, and it really made for some really entertaining and fun set pieces, and I had a blast with it, and it was so much fun, and I cannot wait to see what they do with the sequel. Number 7 is going to go to A Quiet Place. What a fantastic film. John Krasinski and Emily Blunt blew me away. The children actors in that were fantastic. I did my review of it when it first came out, and it was just such an amazing film. Very scary. One of the best movie-going experiences that I've had, because everybody in the theater was quiet. Everybody was just so quiet during that film that, you know, you could hear a pin drop in that movie theater. I've never had an experience like that before, but it was a very intense, very scary film. I think it's very effective. Fantastic film. Absolutely love it. 6 is going to go to Terrifier. That movie was just amazing, and something I was completely not expecting. Art the Clown has become one of my favorite new horror icons. David Howard Thornton did a terrific job playing the part, and man, there's just some amazing creepy moments in that film that just really got to me, got under my skin. That character is just so terrifying, and there's some terrific gory moments in it, and it's not a movie for everybody, but I absolutely loved it. Number 5 for me, and I know this film was touring the country last year in 2017, but it didn't get released on Blu-ray until this year, so I'm going to count it as 2018, and that's Victor Crowley, the 4th film in the Hatchet franchise. From director Adam Green, who returned to direct after only producing Hatchet 3. I loved Victor Crowley. When I did my breakdown of my favorite, of ranking the Hatchet films, it was my second favorite. I loved it. I thought it was a really different take on it. I thought there was some really terrific character arcs in it. It was great seeing Kane Hodder come back as Victor Crowley, but also Felissa Rose, Perry Shen, Laura Ortiz, and Tiffany Shepis. They were all fantastic in it. I absolutely loved it. I hope that we get more Hatchet films. I would love to see the character come back. Just had a blast with it. It was a lot of fun. I know that some people didn't enjoy it, but it was shot in secret for 2 years, and I never thought we'd see another Victor Crowley movie, so I was really happy and surprised that when Ed Green announced it last year for the 10th anniversary of the original. So I can't say enough great things about the film. Just had a total blast with it. Number 4 on my list is going to go to The Strangers Pray at Night. A terrific surprise for me. I love the original Strangers, and I love that this new one was done very differently. It was done with more of an 80s homage, paying tribute to, like, not only, I guess you can say, the 70s with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but also movies like Christine, The Fog, just terrific homages to John Carpenter and Tobe Hooper's films. And then taking the stranger characters to a different level, not trying to be a carbon copy of the original. Just thought it was a lot of fun, really scary at times, really thrilling at times, and that scene in the pool I still think is one of the greatest set pieces of any horror film in recent memory. Terrific film, absolutely loved it. Number 3 on my list is going to go to one of the biggest surprises for me, and that was Hereditary. That movie scared the absolute shit out of me. Toni Collette was fantastic in it, as was Gabriel Byrne, as was the young actors that played their children. Scared the crap out of me. There's some scenes in that literally made the hair on my arm stand up, and I don't think I've been scared by a film like that to that level in a long time. I think Sinister was probably the last one that really got me like that, but absolutely terrifying film. Everybody owes it to themselves to check it out. Don't listen to people that are saying it's boring or stupid. It's scary, it's slow moving, but it is a powerhouse if you just take it all in and just watch it. Fantastic film. Cannot say enough about it. And if Toni Collette doesn't get a nomination for this film, then there's something completely wrong with the Academy. Number 2 on my list is going to be Summer of '84. I just did a review of this film, so I won't rehash it, but man, did this film knock me for a loop. Thinking it was going to go one way, and then it was going to turn out to be kind of like, those whodunits, and then, you kind of are predicting, how it's going to wrap up, and man, did this thing not go at all the way I thought it was going to go. It fucking floored me at the end. It's still a film that haunts me a little bit. That made my jaw hit the ground when I watched it. Just absolutely floored me. All of the actors were fantastic. Fantastic directing. Cannot wait to see the next project from these directors. terrific film in every sense. If people haven't guessed it by now, number one is going to be Halloween, from director David Gordon Green, featuring the return of John Carpenter as executive producer, as well as one of the composers of the new score, and Jamie Lee Curtis, the Scream Queen herself. Cannot say enough great things about this film. I know the hype of this film did not live up to expectations for some, but for me, it meant everything to see Michael Myers back on the big screen. I never thought we would get a film like this, and it easily is just one of the best Halloween films ever made. The atmosphere, the tension, there's some terrific humor in it. I love the final act of this film. Just terrific in every sense. It's everything that I wanted a rematch between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers to be. I did a review of it, so I won't rehash everything that I said, but wow, what a powerhouse of a film, and one that I never get tired of watching. I just got it on digital. It's going to be out on Blu-ray on the 15th of January. I will be picking it up that day. Hopefully I can get that steelbook from Best Buy, but I've already watched it 4 times since buying it on Friday, and it just gets better with every viewing. So absolutely love the brand new Halloween. My favorite film of 2018. So that is going to be it, my fellow fiends. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to watch this video, for supporting my channel this year. Again, if you guys want to visit me on social media, my links are down below. I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to keep Facebook. I just am sort of growing weary of Facebook. I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to keep it in the new year. But Instagram will always be there. That's my favorite place to go. I always post, I always update it when I have a new video posted, and I always direct people where to go to check them out. I put like all kinds of new stuff on there, like when I get horror collectibles and things like that, or things that I find that I want to pick up, or announcements that are coming up with new collectibles and books and things like that. So everything will always be on Instagram. I have the Twitter feed where I post my videos, and then of course I have my Patreon page, which is down below as well. I hope everyone will continue to support me. If you want to donate to the channel, link down below. Really appreciate it. And I hope everyone has a very safe and happy new year. I hope 2019 is great for everyone. I feel like it's going to be a better year than this one was, and I hope everyone will stay tuned for the Boogeyman's return, which will most likely be around the time that Glass is released, and I will be doing reviews of Unbreakable, Split, and Glass. I hope everyone looks forward to that, and thanks so much again for supporting me, and I hope everyone has a great evening. Take it easy, stay scared, stay safe. Peace. I have a Patreon page. If everybody wants to help support me, the link is down below. And if you do help support me, Dracula here will get more treats, and Dracula really loves his treats. So any support that you can give me would be very, very much appreciated. Right, Drac?